Sairam students, welcome to this new academic year. Your English language and literature has two books, namely Beehive, that is your English textbook, and Moments, which is a supplementary reader. We would begin with the Beehive, the poem from the Beehive textbook, and the poem goes like The Road Not Taken, written by Robert Frost. I would request you to keep a book and a pen ready with you. Before continuing, we'll just have a brief idea about the poet. Robert Lee Frost was an American poet. He was basically from America, but his work was published first in England before it actually got published in America. His poems were very insightful and simple, was easily understood. He generally wrote about common ordinary experiences one has had in one's life. This poem, The Road Not Taken, is one of the famous poems from his collections. You can just have a look at the poem. It consists of 4 stanzas. The title, as it suggests, The Road Not Taken. Here, road refers to the choices that are made by us throughout our life. We have to take a lot of important decisions in our life, which actually shapes our future. So the poet here is trying to explain to us that the choices that we make in our lives decide our future. It actually makes a significant difference in our lives. There are a lot of situations, lot of episodes, lot of incidences where we are forced or faced with certain alternatives and options that are available to us at a time, but we are confused as to what to select. We have to select the right one, the correct one, so that our future is secured. Also, it's only in the future that we would be able to understand whether the choices we have made are actually correct or not. Thus, choosing becomes very important. We need to understand what we need in life. For example, at times we are in a confused state where we are not able to decide what we need. Even small things like whether we need coffee or tea becomes very difficult. We are in a state of dilemma, a state of confusion. At this point, students, you may be in a state of confusion as to what career you want to opt for, what stream you intend taking up, whether it's science, commerce, arts, which field you would like to go. But however, understanding each stream deeply, speaking to people, speaking to experts, understanding each career well, you can make a proper choice. This would decide your future. You cannot regret later for what you have opted for because it becomes very difficult to come back. So one needs to understand the pros and cons of a particular situation before making a final decision. So now let us understand what the poet has to say in this poem, wherein even he is faced with a situation wherein he is confused as to what he wants to opt for. There are a lot of choices that he has and he has to decide on the best one. So let us understand this poem. We will take up one stanza at a time and understand each stanza separately so that we get a better insight into the poem. The first stanza, as it says, 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. There are certain keywords you need to understand. Diverged, meaning separated or diverging paths. Yellow woods, indicating that the leaves that are decomposed are yellow in color, and maybe it is suggesting autumn season. Also, undergrowth, which indicates the dense growth of plants and bushes, that is, the woods are really dense. So, in the stanza, actually, the poet is trying to say that he was standing in the deep woods, observing two diverged roads, two separate roads. He was not able to understand which one to take up. He was a single sole traveler there, and it becomes difficult for one traveler to opt for both the roads. So he was standing there wondering which one to take. As it's indicated, and be one traveler long I stood. He was just a single person standing there with no one around. He had to take a decision as to which path or which road he needs to travel. He tried to look deep into the woods, and he could see that the woods was covered with dense plants and bushes, and the visibility was getting fainter and fainter as he tried to look in. This shows, or this symbolizes that of the unknown world. When we enter into an unknown world, we too are not very sure as to what it's going to lead us to. So we need to be very careful and alert before taking up any choice or any path. So the poet here is trying to say that when you are confused, you need to observe and think what would be right for you before taking up a final decision. Now we move on to the second stanza, which states, Then took the other as justice fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. Here the words you need to understand are fair, meaning good, better claim, meaning it seems much better, wanted wear, meaning that path has not been used, it's not worn out, it's used less, passing, meaning walking down. So there have been no people who have been walking down that path. So here the poet, after understanding or studying the situation, he is trying to select one particular road which is more grassy and travel less by people around. He seems that that particular road looks better. However, he is also confused because he feels the other road is as good as the first one. So he is in a state of dilemma as to which road he actually needs to take up. This shows that one needs to make an independent decision and opt for that particular path that is best suited. So he tries to take that path which is more grassy and travel less by people. So this indicates the decision of the poet and his ability to choose the best and not follow the crowd. So one needs to take up that decision that would actually lead us and shape our future. The third stanza here states, And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So here the words you need to understand are equally lay, meaning equally covered. Trodden black, meaning the path had turned black due to the crushing of the leaves and people walking over it. Way leads on to way, meaning one thing leads to another. So here the poet is trying to say that he found that particular morning that both the roads were equally covered with leaves and both had nobody who had traveled that morning, as the roads had not turned black due to the crushing of the leaves. So he was wondering which road should I take up. However, he finally decides to stick to the decision that he had taken earlier and opted for the one that was grassy and wanted wear. And he decided to keep the other one for another day so that he could use that particular road some other day. Also, he knew that one way leads to another and he is going to move on and on forward and not coming back to the same place. He also doubted whether he would ever come back to this path for taking up a decision, because once we have selected a particular path, we keep moving forward and forward. We never come back to the past. So he decided to take up that route that was more grassy and that was less traveled by people. And this was his final decision. So he stuck to this decision of his, which symbolizes that we need to be very confident and committed to our decision and not regret about our choices. So the poet here is trying to tell us that we need to be very firm with our choices. The last stanza here says that I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Here the word sigh means breathing a sigh or breathing heavily. It could be because of satisfaction or it could be because of regret. Also, ages and ages hence, meaning many years later in the future. So the poet here is trying to tell that when he would discuss about this, about his choices to people around, maybe in future, about how he had made a selection between the two roads that diverged into the wood and what he had opted for, the decision that he had made, wherein he took the road where people had traveled less, and that has made all the difference in his life. That has changed his life completely. However, here it's not very clear whether the poet was actually satisfied with his decision or was regretting his decision. However, it seems that he is happy with whatever he has done. He explains that whatever decision he had taken has changed his life, has made a significant difference in his life. So the poet here has actually now achieved what he had actually intended to. So there is a feeling of joy, there is a feeling of satisfaction, probably what is understand from the mood of the poem. So children, we'll now just check in with what the central theme or the main idea of this poem is, that decision making plays a very important and very significant role in our lives. We have to make decisions very carefully and wisely. We need to be very alert when we opt for certain things. We must be able to analyze the situation before making any particular decision. We have to understand both the pros and cons of a particular thing before we decide on something. We also need to understand whether the decision made would be helpful to us or not. Our future needs to be kept in mind before we opt for something. Also, the choices made have a significant impact on our future. So, whatever choices we make, our future is dependent on that. We cannot regret for whatever we have opted for. So, the main idea, the central theme of the poem is that we have to choose the best that would shape our future. So, children, I hope you understood what. We'll now look into the certain poetic devices that a poet uses within a poem. One of them being the rhyme schemes. Rhyme schemes are basically what explains the rhyming pattern within any poem. A poet follows a particular pattern in his poem. The verses rhyme with certain other verses, which leads to a pattern of rhyme scheme. For example, in this poem you have words like would, stood, could, which rhyme, and this follows in all the stanzas that he is written down. So it is usually referred or used by using a particular letter to indicate which line is rhyming with which one. So it's indicated with letters like A, B, C and so on. For example, if you need to find out what a rhyme scheme is, you look into the first line, the last word of the first line, which is represented with the letter A. So suppose the next line also is rhyming with the same word, you give another A to that particular line also. However, if the line does not rhyme, you give a B. And these steps keep repeating in every stanza. For example, now you can see in this slide, when we take up this particular stanza, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Here you can see the words are highlighted. The last words of the first verse, that is wood, the last word of the third verse, that is stood, and that of the fourth, that is could. These rhyme, so they are all given an alphabet A. The second and the fifth line also rhyme, so they are given the alphabet B. So the rhyme scheme follows as A, B, A, B. Now, when you look into the entire poem as such, you have different rhyme schemes followed for each stanza. For example, in the second stanza, the fair, where, there again rhyme. However, they don't match with would, stood and could. So they are given the letters or represented with letters C and D. Similarly, in the third stanza, it goes as E, F, E, E, F. And the last stanza is like G, H, G, G, H. So as you can see the words highlighted, accordingly the pattern follows. So basically we can understand that the rhyme scheme followed in this poem is A, B, A, B, C, D, C, C, D, E, F, E, E, F, G, H, G, G, H. So this rhyme scheme helps to enhance or beautify the poem. Okay, we also have one more thing that is to be presented, wherein you have a free verse or a blank verse. What it means is that certain poets do not opt for any kind of rhyme scheme. There is no rhyme scheme pattern, it just goes on and on. So these are called free verses or blank verses. Also, we have certain figures of speech that are used You must have heard of figure of speech, where it improvises the poem. It gives a better effect to a poem. The first one what we'll discuss is about metaphor. The entire poem is a metaphor. The poet has metaphorically described the road which is compared to the choices that one makes in a life. Also, we have personification, where certain inanimate things are given a human quality. For example, the phrase that is given, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Here, the road, the path is given a human quality of needing or wanting to be used by people. We also have repetition. Words here are repeated for a better poetic effect. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, where ages is repeated just to give a poetic effect. The poet has also used inversion, which again where certain words are reversed or interchanged, the position of the words are interchanged to give a better poetic effect. Like, and be one traveler, long I stood. Here the words are interchanged, the positions are interchanged so that it gives a better poetic effect and it falls into the rhyme scheme. We also have exclamation. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Here it's an exclamation where there is kind of a surprise that is existing, an exclamation that is put forth by the poet. So these are the figures of speech that are used by the poet in the poem. So this improves, or these poetic devices used in the poem enhances the beauty of the poem. So now let us quickly recap with what we have learned, and you can just try and answer a few questions like, where did the two roads diverge? Which road did the poet choose and why? What made a difference in the poet's life? Also, have you ever had to make a difficult choice? Was it worthwhile or not? So students, I hope you have understood what the poet is trying to say and what you need to do to shape your future. You need to take good decisions that would help you